Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Off Air Podcast. We're off the last couple of weeks. Ryan, our studio guy, had something to do. It's not our fault, but we are we're back. Very special guest this morning. His name is Alex Carusotto.
Ryan, our producer who works for free for us.
Ryan, our producer who works for free,
had some things to do that actually pay for his family's well-being.
That's right.
So we were like, okay, we get it.
He says his family comes first, and we don't always agree with that. But
yeah. Sorry, Carla. Anyway,
we're back. Alex is a good dude. He co-owns Rip City Baseball Academy with Kevin Donati, who was another local guy around here, Pittsfield, Massachusetts. He was a Pittsfield Sun. Apparently, Alex was a Pittsfield Sun as well.
Apparently.
Welcome to the show. You are a 2014 graduate of Taconic High School.
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
And deadly serious about baseball.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
I live it for sure. And
Right.
I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me on. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
No problem.
Watched my first show last night, and I was inspired.
Good.
I was inspired to do
Which
those
episode?
things.
Oh, Twan, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a good
he's
one.
great.
Yeah, great
He's
guy.
great.
So we'll start with Tiger Woods.
Well, yeah, that's been in the news. So I was out of town this weekend, but as I'm headed out of town, I get an urgent text on a Friday afternoon from Mr. Brian Slater, and he just says, wait, what did you say to me? What was the text?
I said Tiger. I said booze and Xanax. I said I sent you the screenshot of Tiger Woods
and I
getting
thought,
into an accident.
Yes, and I, like everybody does this day and age, I'm like, is that real? Is that real? Because it's so close to Masters too, and he's been in the news a little bit recently playing in the TGL golf thing. So I was like, quickly Google it. See that it's real. Then my phone starts blowing up. Then he writes booze and Xanax everywhere. And I'm like, wait, okay, that part isn't real. And you're like, well, we don't know yet.
And he just did really well the other day too, golfing.
Yes.
Like he looked really good.
Yeah.
It was classic Tiger. And then next thing you know, that hits the news and you're like, what the fuck?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It went from, when Tiger doesn't have to walk 18 holes, he's still got it. At least, on a really nice sim. And then, the conversation starts, are you going to play at Augusta? Masters is in 2 weeks. And he says, that's always the goal. So that was the topic of conversation. So then to hear this news, it's just disappointing, man. And I love the guy. I've been such a fan. I was just telling Alex that the background on my phone is Tiger Woods eating a hot dog at the Masters. I love the guy, but you can't keep repeating this behavior over and over and over again, especially when this behavior isn't just negatively affecting you and your family. This is putting the lives of others in jeopardy.
Yeah, I mean, hire a driver is the first. I mean, I can't believe that he still drives in general, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If you have that much money, I don't understand how there's a situation where you even need to drive.
And you're
your
constantly on that much medication.
Right.
Well, that's that's
Yeah, how much
right?
of it is he taking?
Well, the latest came out. Well, first of all, they didn't find any pills in the car when they first arrested him. He blew zeros on the breathalyzer, so he wasn't drinking, but he got a DUI because he failed some sobriety tests, and he didn't take the urinalysis test.
Yeah.
But they found hydrocodone in his pants pockets, according to ESPN.
Yes.
That came out today.
Does he have
Prescribed?
Does he have a
prescribed,
prescription to them?
Okay.
Yeah, and he sought treatment for them back in 2017 after he was on Dilaudid, Xanax, marijuana, and hydrocodone. I mean, that's a hell of a cocktail, bro.
Yeah.
You can still drive it straight though.
He's still driving straight.
Apparently,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not his vehicle.
The
Not his
golf ball.
vehicle.
Let's clarify the golf ball. Yeah.
And Marjo was saying, like, well, if he's prescribed them, it's like, yeah, well, if you're prescribed like opiates for a little while, you might not get addicted. But if you're taking them every single day, there's no way you're not addicted for years.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just no way.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think he's over prescribed. I'm not trying to use that as like an excuse, but
It's too bad because he's 50.
Yeah.
And Marjo and I do a radio show in this area on 95.9, and we're kind of joking around about it a little bit, and but it's a serious thing.
it
dude.
really is. Yeah.
It's not a joke.
Like,
man.
how
You
much
can't-
longer is he going to golf?
You can't drive around banged up like that,
No.
dude.
Yeah.
No.
And how much longer? I mean, listen, I know the reason why, especially people my age and probably your generation too, get excited about the fact of watching him with a chance to watch him play every year. But we don't need that. You know what I mean? Like,
What was it, 2019 when he won the Masters again? I mean, I was glued to the screen.
Yes.
And like, I didn't start getting into golf until probably 3 years ago. And now I love golf. I don't get as much time anymore, but It's an amazing sport.
Yeah.
It really is. Like,
and he changed it and he made it cool and he made it popular. And obviously there's the race barrier there. Like there's so many factors as to why Tiger Woods, I think, has gotten to the celebrity status he's gotten to and why he's gotten so many passes prior to this. But it's like he needs some kind of reality check in his world. And, you know.
And he's
100%.
With Vanessa Trump, who's Don Jr.'s ex-wife. The president's a big fan.
They don't let him drive the kids. I know that.
No, Kai.
Yeah, I
They
heard
don't let him
that,
drive the
right?
kids.
Kai was not in the car. That's funny, bro. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
No, I did
way.
hear that.
It's like that one dude who's always going to drive regardless of the state he's in, and you're just like, well, I'm not going to be in the car with him, and I'm not going to try to take away your keys either. Like everyone knows somebody like that, and he might be like that, where he's going to drive regardless of what people tell him.
Do you think he'll be at Augusta during the tournament?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, not to play. I mean, just like on the.
I mean, they do have that Masters dinner, but I don't think. Which I saw the menu. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Bacon wrapped dates.
Yeah. So the prior, you probably know this. The prior year's winner gets to pick the menu for the Masters dinner.
No.
Rory.
So Rory picked it out, and the menu is impressive, but the wine list is bananas. Like if you're into wine or like a wine connoisseur, which I'm not, but I'm into wine. These are like very rare, like $3,000 bottles of wine and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did not see the wine list. I was looking at the food options. I was like, there's a fourth course.
Yeah.
So he got into the accident. ESPN was also reporting today because he was changing the radio station in his car
And looking down at his cell phone.
down at his phone.
That's what he says.
Overstimulated.
I heard he was streaming off air with Slater and Martell, and he was
he was listening to off air on Spotify and in YouTube, and at the same time he was playing both at the same time.
He got distracted.
He got distracted.
Yeah, I think he's got to come out with a serious statement here to really kind of save any. Yeah, he's got to take this very seriously, and we'll see what happens. But
he's one of those guys that like gets a pass. Like he just some celebrities just get a pass over and over again.
Because
he's one of those guys, dude.
You want to root for him. I mean, I think that's what
he's like Britney Spears. I mean, you just.
I think he gets away with more than Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Britney's not like with it though, so I guess that's kind of a bad analogy.
I know what you're saying.
But.
So you didn't grow up a golf fan, but obviously a baseball fan, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I think I really enjoy watching athletes succeed at a high level. I think like really any sport, right? Like I really loved watching Caitlin Clark go crazy in college basketball, and then the WNBA. She completely changed that sport.
Totally.
And like Tiger did the same thing with golf. Not that it wasn't popular before, but I just think that like watching, like if you look at some of the statistics from Tiger when he was in his prime, it's kind of like prime Barry Bonds, where you just like don't really believe it. Like it's like there's no way he was that much better than everyone for that long, and like it's just I wish I was a little bit older to enjoy. It's kind of like Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
I wish I was a little bit older, born in '96, like didn't get to enjoy the Bulls in their prime, but like I just really I think him coming back in 2019. Like just watching that, seeing Tiger in the Sunday Red, it was unbelievable. Yeah. Like just like that last walk up Augusta when you're going to 18, it's just like it's magic. It really is.
And you're talking about athletes and things that have happened that have transcended the fandom of the sport. Yep. Like now people who don't even know golf or who won't even watch golf end up watching that Masters. Or like, the WNBA was popular before with basketball fans maybe and WNBA fans, but she kind of brought it up to permeate just the sport fandom, and that's hard to do.
And honestly, like my pitching coach in college, he grew up next door to Brooks Koepka, and so I was in Long Island. He's a very famous golfer. He
very famous. I watched that thing, the ESPN documentary. Oh, excuse me, the Netflix show there.
Oh,
it's a good one.
Full swing.
Full swing. Yeah.
So I was in Long Island in 2018, right when I graduated college, and I knew that the U.S. Open was going on. I didn't really have any interest in golf, to be honest with you. And we went out one night, woke up very early to a text from our pitching coach. We just got out of college, so he was, we could be friends at that point. He's no longer coach.
Yep.
And he texted us. He said, you want to go hang out at Brooks' house. It was the Saturday, so there were still 2 more days of the U.S. Open. He was doing really well. And so he picked us up at like 7 a.m. We drove to the Hamptons and hung out with Brooks right before his round. And like he gave us tickets to all these things. I walked in and like there's all these cameras on me, and I'm like, why is there so many cameras on me? I turn behind me, there's some old dude. Turns out it was Wayne Gretzky. He looked better than that. He wasn't just some old dude, but I didn't know it was Wayne Gretzky. I felt terrible because Paulina and Dustin Johnson.
Yeah.
But that was my first. I wore loafers with no socks to a golf tournament, and I didn't know how much walking I was going to do.
A lot of walking.
I mean, I was
blisters
my
waiting to
ankles were
happen.
Totally
bleeding everywhere.
Yeah.
I had no idea, and that was my first. Like, and he ended up winning that. If I had stayed, he ended up winning that U.S. Open, and I mean, they were partying like crazy.
That's
they were partying
awesome.
like crazy. So that was. So yeah, that was my. I should have been more of a golf fan. I feel like because he was
that's
always a
awesome.
supporter of UMass Boston baseball where I played because his best friend was the pitching coach there. So and actually he's in that Full Swing documentary. He pops up a couple times.
Nice.
But yeah,
I just can't believe he was like willing to like chill and hang out with people before the round.
yeah.
I would
mean,
think
it was
you would
cool.
want to be.
We were
like,
watching the World Cup. Like he wasn't even watching golf. Like he definitely. I think he's come off as a guy who like is. He's not just like all about golf all the time, which is why he went to live to begin with. But he really just like takes his mind off the game, and then when he goes out there, he just balls out.
Yeah.
Like that's just what he does.
Yeah.
And some people are just like that.
Yeah.
Like Tiger's probably up at 5 a.m. getting swings. Like he wasn't swinging.
Yeah.
He didn't do, like there was no golf going
Yeah.
on. And then he went out and won the U.S. Open at Shinnecock, which is like one of the toughest courses in the country. So I mean, it was impressive to see.
He just seems like a guy who's like, I mean, I know he's a party guy, but also like he seems like a guy who takes the sport seriously, but like, you know, maybe that keeps him more relaxed.
I'm sure
having
there's
his
times
people
when he
around
does,
him, you know?
and maybe like once you're already in tourney time, it's like if you're, I mean, the work's already done.
Yeah.
Like, you're there, you're good enough. Like
You just got to trust the process at that point.
Like we're not changing anything.
Yeah.
We're playing well. We're in the middle of the U.S. Open. Like let's just go win it. Right?
That's awesome.
All right, let's talk a little bit about you. You're a Pittsfield guy through and through. Born here, raised here. You're 29 years old.
Probably die here.
Yeah.
Born, raised,
Yeah.
and
Do you
die
not
here.
want to move like to any part of the country?
You never know. You know, I think like I really do like Berkshire County. You know, I mean, the weather's okay. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we're getting into it now, man. It's nice out.
I
tonight,
love April, May, and like half of June. My birthday's on the 11th of June, and then like September, October, most of November, halfway through December. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like everything
I agree.
outside of that, I'm like, I'd rather be somewhere a little drier, you know. But like at the end of the day, I love how deeply rooted this community is in baseball.
Totally.
You know, I think like growing up, there was so many great people to look up to around here. You know, I think kids have that now too. Like, you know, we've sent some kids to play college baseball, and I hear about these young little leaguers watching, you know, this kid's college game, and I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah.
You know, like that kid started with me as a junior, and now these kids are watching him play at the highest level imaginable. You know, and like we've got some pro ballers, like Matt Koperniak is in AAA right now. He just got done with the World Baseball Classic. He played for Great Britain. He was born there. So and his dad was in the military, so he was born in London, so he technically could play for Great Britain. And he did really well. You know, hoping he gets a shot this year, but it's just great. Like, I mean, I think he's 28 now, so he's on the older side of things when it comes to prospects. And you know, it's great. Like some young baseball players don't even know who Matt is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want you to know who Matt is.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
So you graduated from Taconic in 2014, but you said St. Joe?
Yeah, I went to St. Joe in 8th grade, St. Mark's, Sacred Heart before that. You know, it's just smaller classes, probably better for me focus-wise. When I went to Taconic, it was definitely a little bit of a culture shock, but it was good. I really...
What was the shock?
I think it was just like the fact that I could wear whatever clothes I wanted every day.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't have to wear a uniform. I didn't know what to wear. I sort of, I wore, people would comment on how I'd wear sweatpants every day. I'm like, I don't own jeans. Like we would wear khakis and a polo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I got to get a pair of jeans. Like, but it was crazy. Like I didn't know what to wear to school. Like I remember first day, I'm like, oh shit, I can wear whatever I want.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of kids. I never even like our lockers didn't even have locks on them at St. Joe. So like, I didn't even know how to use a lock at the time. I was like, I had to ask the kid next to me. I'm like, how do I use a combination? Like, what do you do? And I really loved the culture of the old Taconic. I think it was great. You know, I definitely missed that old school. I think it was a closer community. I would talk to my friends at PHS, and it just didn't feel the same. And I was on that side of town, so I should have went to PHS. And you know, Kev was my best friend. He lived on my street. We grew up together.
You're talking about Kevin Donati.
Yeah, we grew up, you know, 3 houses down from each other. Played baseball together, wiffle ball. Probably fought each other more times than we can count. But I ended up going to Taconic because I was a grade ahead of them. If I was 1 year lower, I probably would have been at PHS. But I'm very thankful I went to Taconic. I think it, you know, was a great culture, and you know, we did some cool things, and they had a ton of success after we were there, baseball wise. I think it, you know, kind of changing the culture. If you talk to some of the guys, like, you know, our senior class, it was really about changing the culture over there, and you know, I hope it carried on. I think it did.
Yeah. I've been trying to get Coach Kevin Standard to come on our radio show about 9 million times. And he just won't do it because he's too humble.
Yeah,
he's like,
great.
you know, I had tried to get him on before, and then when he got inducted into the Hall of Fame, I was like, come on. He just doesn't want to brag about himself.
I have a million
what
stories.
it is. He doesn't want to come on and talk about his legacy.
There was one time we so everyone had a job, right? Everyone's got a job. You got first base. You got to bring it out today. And I'll never forget, we left a base out the night before, and we show up, and the kid's job, he couldn't find the base. He was freaking out, and he's like, so we go out to the field. It's not out there, and Stan's pressing us. He's like, where's third base? And we're like, I don't know. Like, so he made us look around for it. He knew where it was. It was in his truck.
I was gonna say.
So we look around for 30 minutes like idiots. We're in the woods, and then he brings the base out, and he's like, all right, everyone head out to the hill, and he just made us hold it over our head and run up and down the hill for, you know, probably a half hour straight. And we
no
were
one
like,
ever did that again, right?
And we never forget. Listen, I hope that coaches can still coach like that.
Yeah.
I'm with you, man.
100%.
100%, dude. I think it's necessary.
It's tough. We've done some things at RIP. And it really is culture building. I think the guys get closer when we do things like that. You know, like we have a fall challenge that we do.
Yeah, tell us about Rip City.
Yeah, so Kevin and I, you know, we grew up at Rip City. We spent the majority of our time there. Obviously, we did other things too, but
it's a baseball gym, basically.
Yes, yeah. So we train baseball and softball, and then Jake McNeese does all of our strength and conditioning. Greg Marchbanks is our pitching coach. He also trains a little bit of softball. We have Ryan LaPierre, who was a recent All-American at Westfield. He helps me out with the youth groups, and then we have Natalie Zima, who does just some general strength training as well. She does mobility groups. You know, I think we have a really good group of people. Obviously, we started, you know, baseball was the meat and potatoes. We had some softball. We didn't have the gym at first. And, you know, when we started, it was November of 2019. We started and we were like, let's just get the best baseball players in and just have a lot of fun. And we brought some new technology. You know, we're tracking how hard you hit the ball. And they loved it right away. Like, we're a very high energy place. I think that's, you know, we want to make sure that when you come in, you feel like you're ready to go. And that's something that, you know, I think is probably the most important thing we do. Like, you know, Jake has Pitbull Thursday. He just plays a ton of Pitbull, and it just gets me fired up.
Mr. 305,
yeah,
love that.
Mr. Worldwide, and like, you know, I think the kids really, you know, we used to be at the where Bergner's used to be on Dalton Division. We were right next to Stacy's. I apologize, Stacy. We were so loud, and like there was one time she got so mad. We were the bass was it was so intense that there was this old couple eating there, and it just like the salt shaker just off the table, and I'm like, I feel bad now. We were just like we were young. I mean, we were 22 years old. Kevin and I lived together in a 1-bedroom apartment, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
He lived in the living room. We didn't sleep together. And then COVID hit in March. So we had all this momentum. COVID hits, and there, you know, we tried our best to get around it and train a little bit. And the cops came to our door, and they're like, "You guys can't be here. Like, you can't do anything." So we couldn't do anything from March to August. So brand new business owners, we got a ton of help from our landlord. God bless him. He's the best. And, you know, thank God, or else we may not still be a thing.
Yeah.
Who is the guy who owns that place? It's is that Shire Donuts? Is that where it was?
Yeah, it's Shire Donuts now. I don't know who the new owner is.
Okay,
anymore.
so this is the previous owner.
Yeah. But it was, I mean, you know, and then from there, you know, we started our travel teams. We didn't have them at first. That's a big part of what we do now. And we just had this just tremendously talented group of kids. You know, when I think it was summer of 2021, that was our first travel team. And we only had 11 kids on the team. We went down to Georgia with them, which on a baseball team, only having 11 guys is a little rough.
Yeah.
But they're all dogs. Like, they just wanted to win more than anything. And they, you know, I think 7 out of the 11 kids went on to play Division I baseball. And then I think 3 other ones a couple of them are still playing at the Division III level.
Wow.
But it was just like, there was over $1 million in scholarship money that they got.
That's awesome.
And that happened quick. So we kind of took off a little bit from there. We moved into a bigger space. Now we have 6 cages. It's about 13,000 square feet. The weight room's roughly like 3,000 square feet of that. So the turf is right around 10,000 square feet.
Did they get these scholarships because the extra work they were putting in with you elevated their game that much, or did you guys have connections to get them in front of the right
So I
people?
think it's like, we were fresh out of college, so we knew a ton of people in the game still.
Yeah.
Kevin had a lot of connections on the college, and you make a ton too.
Yeah, of
I think
course.
that's a huge part of it, is you make a ton of connections over the years. You know,
all who you know.
I think we've had, I want to say, 4 of our former players, like people who have trained at Rip City, are current college coaches. And, you know, I mean, just my old teammates. I mean, it's crazy how your web kind of grows and expands. And, you know, honestly, you know, I think it's just kind of interesting how the game has evolved over the past few, like, the recruiting process has totally changed. It's you could talk. We had 8th graders getting phone calls from college coaches a couple years ago before they changed the rule, which is just insane to me. I mean, you're literally in middle school and you're talking to a college. Now they changed it to where you can't talk to them until August 1st, after your like sophomore summer going into junior year. So,
Okay.
which I think is a great rule.
Yeah.
But like, COVID changed everything. The transfer portal, you can just transfer wherever you want. It's the
Yeah,
Wild
college
West.
sports in general has changed so
Yeah,
much because
like
of the NIL and the transfer
Yeah, a
portal
couple
and
of
all
our
that
players have gotten, you know, they've gotten NIL money. It's just crazy to see. I mean, like, you're getting paid to play a college sport.
Yeah.
Like, I had a job when I played a college sport. I was getting paid, but not to play baseball.
Yeah.
So Rip City is on Hubbard Ave.
Yep.
In Pittsfield.
290
Now,
Hubbard Ave.
290. So it's kind of in the back of this warehousey,
Yeah.
Industrial
muddy,
plaza.
pothole filled. Like, so if you see
Oh,
the
yeah.
Vosburg sign or whatever, you
Vosburg,
want to
yeah.
bang a left or a right, depending on which, you know,
Yeah.
and you go around the back there, right? And it's a huge facility. You go in there.
Yeah, a little diamond in the rough. I think we unfortunately can't have a sign on the road.
Yes, that was
or
my
else-
next question.
or else
How
we
come,
wouldn't
like
have
how
one.
come
I
there's
like that
no
even
how come
better.
there's no signage?
Yeah,
It's
unfortunate.
exclusive. You got to know about it.
No, it's called a city bylaw.
I don't want it to be. I think, you know, as we've grown, and I talk to young parents, whatever, and I've heard comments too. It's like, yes, there is a part of our program that is a little bit more serious. I think if you want to play college baseball, you have to be serious about it. And that doesn't have to start when you're in 5th grade. I just want you to, like, regardless of if you play college baseball or not, I want you to love the game of baseball. I think that's important. You know, I don't think kids, I don't think they watch enough baseball. Like, I always tell them, like, go watch a baseball game, go watch a college game, go to your local high school game, watch the MLB.
Absolutely.
Like, MLB would probably be my last option. I want you to watch. I want you to watch our older players in person. I want you to go and, like,
In
see what they
person,
did.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I want
It's
you
a
to go
lot
see it.
different.
And then, you know, college baseball is the best way for kids to learn. You know, all it takes is probably an ESPN Plus subscription, and you can watch basically any college game you want. You could, and I could change through channels some days, and I got guys playing in different places.
Yeah,
like
that's awesome.
like St. John's, Penn, and it like UMBC, they're just all over. And
What do you mean you got guys? You talking about guys that you train at your facility?
Yeah, it's
All
like
right.
we've got players who have
This is
done
too
well in our
inside
program.
baseball here.
I know. This is funny.
No, it's not too inside.
Yeah.
You like that joke?
I get it.
Yeah, and when they
I get it.
when they
I
come
will.
home, it's just like they just live there, and I like that they want to be there all the time. I think the kids who really succeed in our program, they just want to be there constantly.
Yeah.
All right.
Constantly.
So you graduate Taconic High School in 2014.
Yeah.
All right. Were you a Brave or a Thunder?
Braves all day.
All right.
Go Braves.
Do you have a feeling about the name change?
I think it's dumb, but I mean we can. I don't want to get canceled for that, but I think it was overkill, and I think it should be the Braves. I'll stand by that statement. It is what it is.
When did it turn Thunder? I forget.
I don't know.
20,
Someone
or something like that?
complained, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone was really upset, but it is what it is.
Well, yeah, it's a different discussion for another time. But so, and then you graduate. You were a star player on that team?
I was all right.
Yeah.
I was good.
You were
I think
good.
like,
Yeah, you don't have to be modest.
What
I
position
think,
did you play?
there was a
second
lot of
base.
very good kids on that team,
Oh,
too.
yeah.
So
There was-
Speaking like Kevin Donati, was he on that team as
No,
well?
he was on PHS.
Oh,
so
that's
was,
right. He played PHS.
We were
Right.
rivals. We actually, so he was a junior. They had a really good team. We ended up matching up. We had like a tough middle of the year. Some of the other guys who were seniors, Steve Wachowski, like Mitch Clary, Joe Dewey. I don't know if you know these people. They're the kids
We're
younger
old.
than us. You probably would recognize them. Like our freshmen were Jake McNeese, who's our strength coach now.
Right.
Isaiah Mestre was one of those guys.
I remember
Anthony
his name
Whiteley.
popping up all the time.
Ryan Abel was one of those guys. And like I just remember in middle of the year, like we lost like 3 in a row. We lost a home at Wacona, and at the time it was like, you just don't lose to Wacona. Like that's a bad loss. and Monument just
Slightly insulting to a quota, but all right.
no. I mean, and they were good. They actually had a lot of success.
Whatever you do, you don't want to lose
Yeah.
to
You
a
don't want to
quota.
lose to
Well,
Wacona,
they-
dude. You
we
just
were
don't.
competitive. Like I think it's
I get
just and they had a lot of success actually after I graduated. They had a really good team. I think they ended up winning Western Mass. But I think like in the middle of the year we had to find our identity. And there was one day where captains got together and we were like, guys, like from this point on, we are going to be the loudest team in the country. Like everyone is going. It's going to be a circus. Like from the first pitch to the last pitch, everyone's on their feet, on the fence, loud, and it kind of changed our culture. We were the worst seed in the Division I tournament in Western Mass. We ended up playing PHS at Wacona Park first round, and we won that game 4-0. That was a huge win for us because I mean they were arguably more talented than we were at the time. Chad Shade was one of the guys on that team. He just got the head coaching job at Springfield College. And they had a ton of talent across the board. And we ended up winning that one.
You guys had a better day, right?
We had a better
isn't that
day. Momentum.
Do you think like pro baseball is 3-game series during the
Yep.
regular season, right?
Yep.
Do you ever see high school sports or high school baseball moving? Is college baseball that way?
College baseball, it depends on the conference.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
like when I was in college, we would play 2 games on a Saturday, and that was it. A lot of Division I schools go. They go a game on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So they do
Like
a
how
3-game
important
series.
is it just about pitching, or is it like I mean in football you can say any given Sunday,
Yeah.
but in baseball, at least at a pro and
I
more
think-
elite level, we
I
see
think
multiple
people can
games.
you just have a good day sometimes, you know,
Right.
and like, or you could catch the other team having a bad day.
Right.
I think that's we were just hot, and I think like everyone really wanted to win, and that's all it was. And I think like when I talk to some of the kids I coach now who are at PHS or Taconic or whatever it is, I'm like, you guys just really like have to want to win and inspire the people around you to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I think that, I mean, we have kids who come in the day of their game. Like yesterday, PHS had a game. There was guys lifting in the morning at 5 a.m.
Love it.
And then they have a game later on. And these are kids who have 4.0 GPAs, and they have Ivy League level grades. Some of them are going to the Ivy League. Some are going to great schools outside the Ivy League. We've sent a ton of kids to the NESCAC, which is a great conference, like Williams, Amherst, those schools. And I think one thing I will say about Rip City is that when you send your kid there, you're sending them to a place where they're going to be surrounded with kids who have the same ideas in mind. Like they want to be good at baseball. They want to get good grades. They want to do these things. And eventually, like when you're younger, maybe not so much. Like, we like to have fun with those younger groups, but as it gets more serious, as you get older, we're talking like 15, 16, like all the kids are there because they want to do something bigger,
Yeah.
right? And I think if you're all striving towards the same goals, it ends up just like
Elevating
everything. Yeah, everyone's just better from it. I remember I had a group of 12 kids, and I think the average GPA of the group was like 100.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you guys like how
Well,
easy is
because
school
when you're
nowadays?
surrounded by greatness, you want to be on that level too.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to be the one kid who's,
Yeah,
slacking
of
off or
course,
getting poor
of
grades.
course. And how easy is school nowadays? By the way, is it?
I
I've
don't know,
never
it's
seen
been a
them do
while
homework.
for us, so
Listen,
you'd have to ask later.
Anthony's at Mount Greylock now, and
Tough.
I'm like, well, I don't see him do a ton of homework
No.
either. Like, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know what he's doing. Sometimes they do it in school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God,
I'm not a big I'm not a big fan of a lot of
that's what-
homework either.
Yeah.
I think for a while their schools got nuts with homework. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, you don't
Yeah.
send a student home with 3 hours of homework.
That's what
dude.
I was
Just don't do
thinking
that.
when you were talking
my
about
opinion.
that level of commitment when you're 15, 16, 17 years old. Like if you're waking up early before school to do weight training, and then you're going to school for a full day, and then you're doing your team practice for a full day,
Right.
and then you're doing home. Like
Yep.
I guess a 2-part question. What is too much
Yep.
at that age, and what percentage of those kids really want it or who are being pushed too hard by their parents? Like, do you ever have to have that?
Yeah.
I think parents are such an important conversation when we
Yeah.
talk about youth sports.
The kid has to want it. We've had kids
Oh, yeah.
who the parent want it more than the kid, and it's definitely shown.
And do you have to have that conversation with the parent? Like, how do you navigate?
It's delicate. It's delicate.
Yeah, no,
I
I'm
think
serious.
it's tough.
This has got to be something that comes
Yeah,
up.
no,
you know?
100%. I think, and usually it's the parent asking me. I just had a conversation before I got here. It's like, do you think he's got a shot to be a good player? I'm like, absolutely, because like I did believe in that. Like I do believe in that player. Like
You ever say no?
there's been times where I have.
You have to say no, dude.
Yeah, you have to be
Yeah.
real.
You have to
with
be.
that.
You can't bullshit a parent.
But here's the
You'll
thing
crush 'em.
with college baseball, there are a lot of levels to it. Like
Sure.
there is, it is one of those college basketball is not the same. You could be there's been times where the best basketball player in the entire county was like the 6th man at MCLA. Because it's just they're smaller rosters. There's not as many programs. With baseball, there's a million programs, and
just because your kid's not playing D1 doesn't mean they can't
Yeah,
have a
absolutely.
great college experience at a D3 school.
yeah, I mean, like I
Talk
played
to your
Division
boy
III
Tucker
baseball
about that too. With
Yeah.
the same thing with football. Like there's a space for everybody in that sport,
Absolutely.
but maybe not everybody's.
Like,
gonna be.
I played D3 baseball. It was the best experience I ever had.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was amazing.
All right, so I know we're bouncing around, but
Yeah.
take me back to when did you want to be a Sun? How did you end up? I mean, it's
I
funny
definitely-
that you graduated from Pittsfield High School and then you were a Pittsfield Sun.
Yeah. So, well, Taconic and then Pittsfield
sorry.
Sun. Yeah. No, but it's, I mean,
I know.
Listen, I'll never be a general, but I do support my guys. I won't wear purple. But I do think that, like growing up, we had the Pittsfield Dukes, and then it was the Defenders for a year, and then it was the Colonials.
Yeah.
And at the time, Buddy Pellerin, who started Rip City, he was coaching with the Colonials. They had some indie ball guys who ended up making it to the MLB. Matt Adams was one of them. And then the Suns came around, and I went to a few games. I'm like, I want to do this. Like, this is
Yeah.
really cool. And it's not like you're paid to be there.
And you're a
Like,
pitcher?
yeah, I was a pitcher. Yeah.
How fast did you throw back in the day?
Not fast enough. I think it was, I mean, at my best, like I was like a 3/4 guy. I wasn't really over the top. I was like maybe mid 80s, maybe. And now I have a 9th grader that throws 88. You know, like
That was my follow up question.
bananas.
What's
That's
going
not
on
normal,
here?
right?
How does that happen?
Well-
How has sports science developed that much that you got an 8th grader throwing 88?
yeah,
Yeah.
And
Or a
I
ninth.
mean, yeah. It. I think the biggest thing is in the past you hear about these Little League legends who,
Yeah.
like guys who were the best in Little League. They had 30 home runs, and then they never did anything about that. And then everyone catches them, right? Everyone hits puberty. It's the
Yeah.
puberty games, like 12,
Yeah.
13U, 14U. It's all the puberty games. But I think what's different now is that when a kid grows early, their body is more ready to get into the weight room and train harder.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say one thing about it. Like, obviously, pitching is an unnatural motion. And in order to, like, I would say if you wanted to play Division I baseball and you're a sophomore in high school, you probably have to be right around 85 miles an hour at that point already to be getting looks that summer. Now, there are some situations where, we've had guys who are late bloomers and they're juniors and even into their senior year, and then they get an offer because they just keep getting better and they keep working at it. But if you want to go play at a place like LSU, you got to be over 90 by the time you're a sophomore, probably.
Do kids ever peak too early? Like, how long can your body, is it ever working against them that, like you said, pitching's an unnatural motion?
Yeah.
Like, are they putting too much wear and tear on their body at too young of an age?
I think as long as you just, like, we do a ton of arm care. You have to listen to your body. I think there's a lot of times where coaches, like, I mean, I'm going to be honest, like, when I was in high school, like, now they have pitching rules in the Western Mass tournament.
Like a pitch count rule?
Yeah. Like, you can only throw 110 pitches in a game max, and then you need, I think it's 4 to 5, like 5 days. You won't pitch for 6 days. Like, in the Western Mass tournament, I threw like 400 pitches in a week. So it was a little different. And it was mainly because our other arms were hurt. And I was just like, well, we got to win. So, like, we have to do it. And we ended up losing on a walk-off in the championship to
How'd
Cathedral.
your body feel after that?
Terrible. I had a bruise on my elbow from like halfway up my elbow. But I never had a serious arm injury. And I mean, at the end of the day, like, I don't think there was times where I would say, like, I don't think I throw hard enough to get like a serious, like,
sure, I feel
there's definitely ways you overuse anything, right? But I never felt like I was really straining my arm. Like, I know, like, when kids are really chasing that number and they really want to be, they're going all out. And, I mean, there's a lefty he was actually just in the basketball, the Division I basketball tournament for Massachusetts. He's a baseball player. He's 6'9", lefty, and he throws 99, and he's going to Texas. But he was averaging 40 points and 20 rebounds in the tournament, and he's a baseball player. But he was just like, that kid, yeah, he's thrown 90 plus and he's already had an arm injury, but he repaired it. He's good to go. Yeah.
Yeah, because
scouts look at
young
that.
Bodies are a lot more resilient.
Yeah,
right?
Scouts look at that. They're like, oh, this kid's already got Tommy John.
Yeah,
he's good to
out of the way.
go. We're ready.
Right.
And honestly, it is true. Like, kids are getting Tommy John at a younger age, and, like, by no means do I want that. Like, yeah, we've had a couple guys where it's happened to.
Is Tommy John's elbow or shoulder?
Elbow. Yeah, labrum is shoulder or rotator.
Doesn't it? Doesn't your arm pop out? Doesn't your bone break and pop out or something like that?
No,
That's something else.
that's a little different.
You can get it.
Yeah,
you don't have to break your arm to get. You can.
No, like,
you have to just.
We had someone. It was basketball. Like, they went up to block a shot, and they just like. Their
Is it a
elbow
ligament issue or a muscle
yeah,
issue?
it's a ligament issue.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what I was thinking of.
Yeah, it's the UCL, ulnar collateral ligament, right in the elbow. But yeah, I mean, I think when you're trying to be great at something, like, yeah, you have to push the envelope a little bit, and, like, I don't even, to be honest, I think we're a little bit conservative in a lot of ways, because I don't want to be the place where kids are just going crazy just to hit a number and then they blow their arm out. I don't want that.
It's funny because I hear people say, "Oh, pitch count, what a bunch of shit." Back in the day we did this, and it's like, but when you think about it, these guys are contracts, these guys are money, and they got to.
Yeah. Well, there's. I think there's sometimes in youth sports where, like, because of COVID, which we were talking about earlier, I think some kids don't throw enough. I think that's a huge thing too. Like, go outside and play catch with your buddy.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm 45 years old. I still like playing catch with the kids.
Oh my God, it's the best.
It's the best.
This from
dude.
the guy.
I love playing
It
catch.
is absolutely the best feeling. Dude.
Yeah.
This is also the guy who, when we were offered day of at a Pittsfield Suns game that we were doing a broadcast from, day of, like,
first pitch,
right before the game, they said, or maybe it was a little bit before. Slater said no because he didn't have time to warm up.
Dude,
First of all, he did have time to warm up.
Dude, I'll die.
He
on
said
that
I
hill,
had
man.
it
I don't
warmed
care.
up.
You cannot.
I did.
Can't.
The first
not
throw
not with any velocity.
No.
We're gonna go in the archive and find it.
Would you
There's
go up
plenty
there
of
and
velocity.
throw 65 miles an hour without warming up?
Hardo, nobody was
See?
asking you to throw 65 miles an hour. Nobody thought Brian Slater from the radio station was.
I'm not going to go there and Gary Delabate it and throw, or Carly Jepsen it, Ray Jepsen. I'm going to throw. I'm going to go up there and save some
I'll
face.
never let him live this
and
down.
throw. I mean, I played baseball. I wasn't a good player, but I know how to throw.
Do you think George Bush warmed up before his first pitch?
No, he
after
didn't.
9/11?
But it's funny because Kevin Donati actually
That's a great reference.
he I know, yeah.
That's a good
I played catch with him.
Yep.
in the outfield, long toss, which was great. And then he pitched me batting practice. It was a good little memory.
Hell yeah.
I was the PA guy. Nobody remembers that, but for a little while, I would
that's
call
because you would leave during the 5th inning.
to go home and drink. I would leave to go home and drink.
You could drink
the
there.
radio station.
Well, Kevin McGuire was the GM at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember him.
Yes.
Right, but I used to ask what's his name to finish the game. He was like, "Oh, man, for a couple beers, go to bed."
Yeah.
It was sad.
Yeah, no, I mean, great place to drink, Wacona Park.
Great. I
Yes,
want to
that
drink
beer
doing
garden
the
is a
announcement.
time. That-
Going,
Were you guys ever like, man, the beer garden's having more fun than we are right now?
we were still having fun. We're like if we weren't
sure.
scheduled to play, I mean, we're still having fun.
Yeah,
I think
I understand.
like one of my favorite stories. We had this kid, Cade Cavalli, who like the dynamic of the Suns is weird. Like I was a 21-year-old college baseball player, and some of the best players that come to us are going into college, so they're 18 years old, sometimes 17 years old.
Yeah, right after.
So
fresh out of high school.
Cade had just turned 18. He comes into the locker room and he's like 6'4", 225, and we're like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
And immediately he had that presence.
Yeah.
And like, long story short, he's in the MLB right now. He just opening day, he was the starter for the Nationals.
That's awesome.
But there was this one game we were in Brockton of all places,
Playing the Brockton Rocks.
the Brockton Rocks,
Dude, Brockton.
And-
Total Massachusetts,
Yeah.
just hellhole.
Yeah. So they were rough around the edges. So Cade at the time, he wasn't just a pitcher. He hit as well. He hit bombs. It was insane. But we were up like 8 runs, and when you're up by that much, it's kind of frowned upon to steal bases.
Sure.
A little bit, right? In some scenarios.
Yeah.
And Cade steals second and third, and he wasn't even a fast runner. He just wanted to do it.
He's like, I can, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, and I remember, so we're going through the line, and one of the kids who actually at the time, so Matt Gedman was the coach, and it was one of his Trinity players got in Cade's ear a little bit, and he's like he
Chirped him about stealing
took
the
offense to
bases?
it. Oh yeah, I mean he said some choice words for sure. So the next day, Brockton comes to us, and there's already some bad blood there, and Cade he threw 99 miles an hour. He threw gas. Yeah. It was like whenever he did something on the field, you just watch it and you'd be like, that's insane. Dude. Yeah. But he's jogging out to the bullpen in left field to go warm up, and that kid's playing left field, and they see each other, and the kid's chirping him, and Cade's warming up, and Cade's talking to him. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, you keep talking. He's like, because I'm going to throw at your fucking head. and so we all catch wind of it, and we're like I'm out in the bullpen. I'm out in the bullpen. So this is a fireworks night, by the way. This is
so
there's
it's a
like
good crowd.
Biggest crowd of the year.
This is a Pittsfield Cooperative Bank's fireworks night.
So
Slater and I are there drinking.
we're just like we're just like thinking to ourselves, like, hope it doesn't kill him. Like, this is not good. So
Hope he doesn't actually do that.
Yeah, we all know it's going to happen. Cade tells us, he's like, I'm going to throw the first pitch as hard as I can in the other batter's box, and then the next one's going right at his head. And we're like, all right. So we clear out the bullpen because like we were up, I think 4 runs at the time. So like we're like, yeah, Cade's going to close it out. We're all good. So he does what he says. First pitch goes directly into the other batter's box. Next one goes right at his head. And the kid, and it was crazy that he was coming up the next inning. I think he was the second batter. And he ducks down, but he leaves his barrel up, and it hits his bat, and it goes into play. So it's technically the ball's in play.
Yes.
So he drops his bat. He's staring at Cade, and he starts walking towards the mound. And we knew it was going to happen. So like there was an old video. You could see me just running straight out to the mound.
Yeah.
And our catcher picks up the ball and throws him out at first. So he lowered his batting average by throwing at him, which is hilarious. That never happens.
Yeah.
So they end up getting in a little, like there's some punches thrown. We're all just scuffling, whatever. So Cade gets ejected, and then Gedman looks at me and he's like, all right, dude, you're going in. I'm like, dude, I haven't warmed up.
Yeah.
It's like now I have to pitch. Like I was
especially after a guy who's throwing 99 gas all day.
I was a strike thrower. Like I was in the zone. I have never been more nervous to hit. I remember a kid walking up to the plate. He's like, dude, like if I hit you, I didn't mean it. I promise. I was just, I've never been more. And I'll never forget. There was in the video, as soon as the kid, whoever does the sounds at the Suns game, like whatever.
What year was this?
This This was 2017.
Probably PJ.
I remember those sounds.
Probably
Probably
PJ.
PJ Hunt.
Probably
Yeah,
PJ.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the kid's walking towards the mound, and you hear the boxing ding, ding, ding,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm like, oh my god, dude, that was insane.
That's funny.
I think that's the only bench clearing brawl I've ever.
I was gonna say
I've
I
ever
didn't
been
even
in.
know the Pittsfield Suns got
Oh, it was
like there
insane.
was fights
Yeah.
in that, not just the Suns, but in that.
Yeah,
in that
we almost got into one when Kevin and I were coaching the Suns in 2022. We were up in Vermont, just a hostile. It was a Tuesday. They had like 4,000 people there. It was Dollar Dog Night, and like it's just like
But
there's
just
nothing
drunk
better to
people
do.
eating
Dude,
hot
Burlington's
dogs,
kind of popping, and
Yeah,
it
Burlington's
was
nice.
insane. Like it was like, holy shit, there's so many people here. And Kev gets tossed. It was a bad call. There's a video on TikTok of it. It has like 2 million views, and he is throwing helmets on the field.
He started throwing helmets.
Yeah, I mean, he's just like
That's
he was
what I would
like
do. I
honestly,
could never be a
the way
baseball player.
like Kev, he understood that the Suns, like it's college baseball, it's summer ball, but it's also got to be entertaining. Like,
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
tossed. But he did get warned to like stop getting tossed all the time. Like
Yeah,
I think he
yeah,
like
yeah.
led the league by like 6,
Yeah.
and like it was a show too. Like I
Maybe
mean,
Do the
I-
umpires know that he wants to get tossed,
oh man, like
or do they take it real seriously?
Well, there's this one guy, and Kev actually called him the wrong name every time he saw him on purpose. And I forgot what his name, Brandon, but his name's not Brandon. I don't know his name. We called him Brandon. We call him Brandon. I don't know. And he's the one who tossed him in the video. You can look. It's on Rip City Academy's TikTok if you ever want to see it. It's hilarious. But yeah, I just like he knew. Kev knew he wanted. Like, I mean, it was a
Maybe-
guy tagging from third in the top of the 10th inning that would have gave us the lead, and they said he left early on the sacrifice fly, which he didn't, and you can see it in the next video. And like, I was like, dude, like, it was hostile leaving there. That's all I'll say. There was a lot of things thrown our way, and it was a fun bus ride home. Though we ended up losing, but it was a fun bus ride home.
Listen,
Boys had
maybe
fun.
Major League Baseball needs to take a play from you guys, have a little more fun out there. They'd get some more
I mean,
eyes
they've
on
been
the
doing
game,
well.
right? No, I know they have increased viewership,
Yeah.
right? What do you think about? Go ahead. Sorry, I was going.
Oh, no, I was going to say the newer rules over the last 10 years. If I'm there's the
Yep.
pitch clock.
Love it.
The bases are bigger.
Yep.
Now there's ABS, the automatic ball and strike.
Which the Yankees
AI.
were 5 for 5 on that last night.
Yeah,
I mean,
love
I know
it.
it just started.
I love the make it take it thing.
Yeah.
You keep going if you challenge correctly.
Yeah.
Pitchers,
you like
batters,
that?
and
Yeah.
As a baseball purist,
Yeah,
what
I
else
mean,
has
like,
changed?
I'm not a purist, but I do think that like there's certain things about the game that like I'm a purist in the sense that I think you should be able to coach kids a certain way. Like that's different. That's
Sure.
like coaching stuff.
yeah.
But like yeah, like the bigger bases, yeah, like now we have an asterisk around like stolen base records, things like that.
Right.
Yes. How much bigger are they?
It's pretty significant. I think it's like I don't want to just throw a number around, but it's significant.
Like I would notice the difference.
Oh,
looking
yeah.
At the two
Oh,
next
my
to each
God,
other.
yeah.
And what's the
Yeah.
point of that? So people can steal more bases?
yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right,
And
and
it's
then
exciting.
Or
there's-
even just getting on
Like
bases.
stolen
easier,
bases
right?
are exciting, right?
Yeah.
Like they're
They are.
trying to make the exciting parts of baseball
more
like,
prevalent.
yeah, like
Yeah.
they happen more often in the game, right?
Yeah.
So and I think they've done a really good job of that. I like bat flips, whatever. Like yeah, I mean, you'll see. It's so funny. You could go on Facebook right now and see a kid bat flipping, and then you see some old dude on there is like, back in my day, that next one's going into your teammate's back. It's like I'm gonna throw at the next guy. It's like. But kids don't really do it. Kids talk more shit now than they ever have.
Well, yeah.
It's crazy. Like they talk a lot of shit, and I'm like, if you guys are gonna talk, you better back it up because we're
100%.
not that good.
Yeah.
We're not that good.
Yeah.
Like, and the best players I ever played with didn't talk shit like that.
They let
they
their
just
games
didn't.
kind of speak for themselves. Yeah.
And I don't know.
Listen, I
think
love
it's-
a good like heckling, but like not over the top. Where it's
Oh.
like
Yeah.
dude. I mean, like
Yeah.
winding people up is fun, but like not
Yeah.
right. If you can't back it up, dude, you look like an idiot.
We
And
had
then,
a-
and then the intentional walk no longer the catcher
Yeah,
stands
I mean,
out. Just
like-
it's all time, right? Like,
Yeah, I think the pitch clock's great. I was a pitcher who worked very fast.
oh, and you can't throw over. I'm sorry, not to interrupt.
Yeah,
you can't throw over more than what?
Yeah, I think you can't throw 3 times. I think it is. I gotta
Right.
look more into it.
I agree
just,
with that. I
like,
mean, that is
yeah.
sometimes, but baseball
ways
purists
around
might
it.
be like, dude.
I just mean
I'll
taking
watch a
the,
4-hour baseball game. I don't care. The game is played the way it's played.
and I more so mean like, and I think we see this happening in all sports because technology has advanced so much. I mean, taking the human error element out of it. Like, would you rather watch a league that's completely computerized balls and strikes, or what do you see the ump ever being phased out of the game?
Why not have an ump with an earpiece in, and it automatically goes to his ear, and it says strike, and he just goes.
Well, then you could then there's no.
I've never freaking thought that's genius. I've never thought of that.
Why would you pay the ump to be there then?
I mean, you still got to make calls. You still have to make other calls. Like there's a lot of reviewable
so just
calls.
The ball strike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think part of that show is.
I thought you meant like get rid of them at all, a base. When the runner gets to the tie goes around.
No, yeah,
tie goes to the
which
runner.
actually isn't even a rule.
It isn't a rule.
It is on the playground. Okay.
I found that out the hard way, dude. I was umping a game when I was a kid, dude. They threw me in there. I was 24 years old. I was coaching my brother's 13-year-old team. They were like, "Listen, we need you to be the umpire." The guy called in sick. I'm like, "Bro, I can't umpire, dude. Are you nuts? I've never done this before." Like, "You'll be fine." I'm like, "All right, whatever." I called the guy safe. The home plate umpire was like, "Come here." I was like, "What's up?" He's like, "Why'd you call that guy safe?" I was like, "Tie goes to the runner." He's like, "Tie goes to the runner. You know that's nonsense, right?" I was like, "No, I thought that was a thing, dude."
Yeah.
News to me.
No.
Tie goes. He goes. Tie goes to the runner. Are you serious? He's either out or he's safe. And I was like, "All right, dude. Sorry. Like this is why I didn't want to ump."
Dude,
that pressure.
I do feel bad for the umps around it.
Yeah.
And it is a shrinking profession. Like
Yeah,
nobody wants to do it.
Doesn't your brother-in-law do that? We've had guys on locally who try to drum up folks to sign up and volunteer for, or not even volunteer, you get paid.
Parents got to sit down, bro.
Oh man,
parents have got to sit down.
And that's actually a big thing. Like,
come on,
with my 17U team, that's where most guys are trying to get recruited. I tell the parents, man, I'm like, I'll never forget. We were talking to the Kansas State head coach, and he said, like, one of the first things that, like, we watch parents from the time they get out of the car, like, because they're bringing you into their family, right? Do they want some jackass who's yelling behind home plate about every call, causing a scene? That's going to be the same person who's emailing that coach about playing time.
Yep.
And they're not going to talk to them.
And it's the same.
Lost,
it's the same father that you're telling that the kid's not good enough.
Yeah, we'll see you later. Like, we don't need
my
that.
son have a chance.
I don't need the headache.
I'm sorry, he doesn't.
Yeah, and I do want to make it clear that, like, our program is, like, we do introductory baseball, like, we do, like, fundamental baseball from a very young age. I have 6-year-olds at my clinics on Saturdays. We do clinics every Saturday, 10 to 12. We do youth groups. There's one tonight at 6 p.m. We do youth pitching on Tuesday, Thursday at 5 o'clock, and like we love coaching up those younger groups, and we're just starting to see those younger players come up and be our older guys, because the guys who are seniors in high school now, we've been training them since they're 11. So it's awesome. Really cool to see that kind of thing. Sorry to kind of deviate, but I do want to make that clear. I did want to make that a statement on here while I had the chance.
Yes, you're coaching guys at elite levels who want to go on to college ball and hopefully beyond, but also the
absolutely.
Kevin Donati is the co-owner of Rip City. Yep. His grandfather, who was Buddy Pellerin.
Yeah, Pellerin. Yeah,
Pellerin. Sorry, I see his name all over.
He's the best.
West Clap Park. Sorry. Yeah. When did you start this? Right out of high school, or was it sort of transitioned to him and then you sort of went in on it? Like
no, so he passed away in 2015. So he had Rip City in his attic on Northumberland in like 1960, and then he had it on Newell Street for sorry, not Newell, Lyman. He was there until 2012. And then when Kevin and I got out of college, I had an internship with UAlbany's strength program while he was still a player there. And we got talking, and we were like, we should do it. Because AP Academy was closing in Palmer, and the coach there is Pete Fatsi. He is now the hitting coach for the Red Sox. Great. I mean, he's an unbelievable.
I think that's Procopio's boy, right?
Oh, yeah. Pete's great. And we had players. Our first big group all played at AP Academy, and they would drive an hour and 10 minutes to Palmer, Mass, and then an hour 10 home every day. But they did it. Yeah. I've had a kid drive an hour 45 minutes 3 days a week and drive an hour 45 minutes back 3 days a week. And I can't believe it.
Obviously, they like what you're doing.
Like the parents. I mean, I got to give them credit, man. That's insane.
Yeah, you're looking at one. How is that?
Time out. You would never drive Anthony an hour and 45 minutes one way in an hour. You complain about driving to Hinsdale.
Excuse me. I'm talking about the multiple kids in the taxi service that I operate after 3 o'clock on most days.
I'm just kidding.
How long do you spend in your car?
A long time.
Oh, yeah.
Too much time.
Yeah.
I mean,
insane.
both of my younger boys are in Lanesboro baseball, and then you got Anthony doing Rip and Mount Greylock and Charlton lacrosse. This is your full-time gig, yeah?
Yep.
How many kids go there? How do you turn a profit?
So we have like we call it like our winter program. It starts in early November, and when that starts, like we have probably roughly 50 kids in that program. And then you obviously have your strength program outside of that. But then we have our clinics. I don't consider them full program guys because they just come in on Saturday. They come in on the weekend. We do private training as well. The goal is to just fill the cages as much as we can. And I think that 5 month span from November until high school season is probably like that's what the meat and potatoes of what we do. We have travel teams in the summer and fall. We consider them like totally different seasons, but the winter is definitely the meat and potatoes. Like it's gonna die down just a little bit. I do have a lot of things going on through April. May is probably like May and June are probably our lightest months. We do camps outside in August. And I'm constantly traveling with our travel teams in the summer. That doesn't start till like late June.
You're kind of a generous guy. I mean, anytime I've ever had interactions with Anthony there, like you were on the phone, like on the cell phone, like, oh, do you mind if we, take a couple of swings down here? It's like, oh yeah, no, Alex said it was all right to rent the cage or with Mateo Herrera's father or somebody. And then I see the squat racks over there.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. Do you mind if I, work out there?
Absolutely.
And he was like, oh, yeah, no, he said it was fine. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. You know, like,
have you seen him squat? You might.
No, I wasn't squatted. I was benching.
You gotta have Tuan teach you.
Trap bars. Yeah. I don't. No, you had trap bars laying around there.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, that was big. I mean, Jake did an internship at Quinnipiac, and then we hired him right after. Yeah. They have one of the best hockey strength coaches in the country. Jake was baseball, football, rugby. But we sat down and we were like, we want this to be really, really good. And we want to bring in some, like, we have these tanks you can push. They're like magnetic. I don't even know the science behind it, but they're crazy. Like you can make them tougher to push without adding weight on.
Like the magnetic force. Like when you put two magnets together, they push back. That's wild.
Those are crazy.
So like you essentially do sled pushes with them, but you don't have to.
Yeah, they have wheels, and it's significantly harder when you you drop that drop the thing on it. But it's like, we've seen some throw up from those for sure. That's a tough one. That was something new we brought in, and we wanted it to emulate like a college weight room. Like we had just gotten out of college. We were like, this is what it looks like.
And that ties in with that culture thing you were talking about.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
like, so a kid who's like full program with us, I mean, like our high schoolers, they'll get out of school, they'll come to us 3 p.m., they'll do their throwing program. 4 p.m. they'll hit. 5 p.m. they'll go to the weight room. They're there for 3 hours. Yeah. And I'm like, make sure you guys bring food with you. And when you go home, I like constant thing I'm telling the kids, like, go eat. Just go eat. Like, a lot of these kids don't eat enough. They're just so busy. Kids are busier than they've ever been, which is, I have kids who like play 3 sports at a time. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, man. It's too busy. Sometimes it is too busy.
You ski, you play basketball, you're with me 3 days a week. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah. I mean, I do think it's good to expose.
You got to take time for video games.
But I do feel like when your kid focuses on just one thing, especially at a younger age, maybe not as you're getting up to like 16, 17. I mean, I listen to a ton of sports podcasts, and all the professional athletes that I listen to are like, have your kid try as much as possible. Yeah. Like, but maybe not all at the same time, right? Every sport has it, so maybe we're not crossing over that much. It seems like a lot on the kids and the parents, but.
Hell yeah.
I did have one question for you because I know you're a baseball card guy.
Yeah.
You sell them on whatnot?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Football. We live stream on Wednesday, football Friday, cards. Saturday. Well, we started doing with a lot of football, but we do some baseball. we've got Pokemon.
I have a question. Before this taping, I have the entire 1989 Don Russ.
Yep.
Complete set.
That might be the junk wax era. Where like
Does that mean it ain't worth shit? Is that what he's trying to tell you?
Okay, because I saw two
potentially, unless there's some good rookies.
I saw two rated rookies.
Yeah.
All right. I saw a Ken Griffey rated rookie.
So that's a good
Don
set.
Russ, 89 for $97,000 on eBay.
PSA 10.
All right. Now I knew there was some sort of
people really paying $100,000.
Now there's something
yeah?
there was something about his birth date being wrong or something on there.
Oh,
It was very rare. Okay.
Yeah, that's the Randy Johnson year too. There's a couple other ones.
It was Schilling.
Yeah.
It was Griffey, Schilling, Smoltz maybe.
Yeah.
There was like some high profile cards in that complete set. The junk wax era. I fucking love that.
Yeah.
Dude, and then I scroll down and I see the entire set on eBay for $44.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on here.
No, there is a specific Griffey rookie. It's like his whole face, and he's like big smiles. Like it's like his whole face.
Yeah.
It's that rookie is you can, but you like if it's in really good condition, yeah, sure. Like
but that's not gonna. What do you mean the PSA 12? What are we talking about?
So PSA is like it's a grading company. You send in your card, you pay them to grade your card, and if you get a PSA 10, it's a gem mint 10. Like that's the.
But what's special about it?
It's just in perfect condition, and it's encased, so you know it's gonna stay like that.
No, it's not encased. No.
Like I think if the box itself is in good condition, I mean. You could probably sell that box.
It's not.
What's
I just remember getting the junk wax era.
Yeah.
So you're a collector. Or you just do this as like a business.
Yeah. So I have a small collection. I got into it last year.
Yeah.
And then we were on Whatnot a bunch, and we were like, dude, this is really me and Cole Wachowski. We both run it together. We were like, this is really fun. So like, just to like really quickly kind of tell you what we do is like, say you have 2 boxes of cards, right?
Yeah.
Basically what we do is we randomize it, right? So we start the bid at $1 and it goes for 30 seconds. Whoever wins that bid wins the rights to that team in the product. So it randomizes it when you win the bid. And then say you get the Patriots. You get all the Patriots cards out of that box. So like for 2024, you'd be looking for those Drake May rookies.
Yeah.
For 2025, you're chasing Jackson Dart with the Giants.
Yep.
We just pulled an Ashton Genty 1-of-1 card. There's only one of it in the world, and it's autographed, and it's probably worth $5,000. We just pulled that on Saturday.
Nice.
It was awesome. It was electric. But I just like doing it. I love ripping packs. It's fun.
Yeah.
We have a small little community that we do it with. Like we have people who join us every time, and like. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Now,
That's cool.
And you're not going to Walmart to pick these up. You're going to
we have a distributor. Yeah.
Like no, I meant
They got
like
a guy.
They got a guy.
They got
like
a guy.
you were telling me about like hobby box. Like I was like, what the hell's a hobby box? Like I had to look it up, and it was like, and then there's baseball cards or whatever you can get at retail places.
Yeah. Yep.
That are just sort of a mix, and then the hobby box sort of guarantees you some sort of like high level profile shit in there.
There's a million of them now. Like some of them are like guarantee you 1 auto. Guarantee you 4 autos.
But they are more expensive.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's crazy.
Like a lot more expensive.
Yep. Oh yeah. Like a blaster box, like one of these, probably like $40 now. A mega is a little bit bigger. No guarantees in there. They're just like one more insert card, like one more parallel, they call them. Those are like 60, which is steadily rising. And then like a hobby box, like, I mean, you're looking at like 200 to somewhere like 5,000.
Yes.
Flawless football is like $6,000.
Yes, dude.
But it doesn't, and it obviously doesn't guarantee you a return of the $6,000, right?
No.
Interesting.
Like the chase is, I mean, you could hit a $100,000 card.
So it's kind of like gambling on baseball cards.
Kinda, yeah. Anytime you open a pack, a pack, you're gambling.
Yeah. That's cool though.
Should I open it or should I keep it sealed? That's the big question.
Oh yeah.
That's the big question.
Oh, I'd be terrible at this. I would open all of them.
I'm the worst. I'm the worst.
Alex Carusotto.
Yep.
There it is.
Nailed it. First time.
Second time.
Okay.
I appreciate you guys having me
Rip
on here.
City
Yeah, it was
Academy.
great talking to you.
Yeah, check them out.
RipCityMA.com.
Hubbard Ave.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pittsfield, Mass. Home of baseball.
I think
Hell
we
yeah.
should stop by, and I want to watch you hit some baseballs.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Sure, that's fine.
Anytime. Stop in.
Yeah,
Let me know.
maybe you can fix my swing. All right. Appreciate
Try
it,
my
man.
best. I might tell you don't got it.
Flashbacks of my father.
Oh, you got to unpack that one in therapy.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I just burped and it tastes like chicken skin. It's gross.
Yeah,
Sorry, Alex. I
You're
don't
good.
know how familiar you are with the product that we put out here.
We'll put the funniest parts at the very end where nobody watches it.
Well,